Friday, September 19th. It's morning, and bright sunlight splashes across our campsite in a pasture on Crow Indian land. I drink hot, instant coffee and eat warm oatmeal with the others, listening to talk of how each spent the night and our plans for the day. Today's itinerary includes visits to historic sites and other places of interest, topped off by a traditional sweat lodge ceremony in the afternoon. Having spent a full day traveling with the group yesterday, sharing meals with them, and waking up with them this morning, I notice a change in my perspective. We have no cell phone reception or any other modern convenience. The outhouse is our toilet. Solomon and his family brought the old double-seater back to the site yesterday in the bed of a pickup truck. Last year, a flood swept through the area and carried the outhouse away. Solomon's dad found it on some land about a quarter-mile away. Boundaries change your perspective. I'm not part of my society at the moment, as much as I am part of my group of fellow hunters. The buffalo are on the other side of the distant hills. Solomon's dad tells us they've dispersed this year. They're not in a single herd. Maybe it'll take a while to find them. We're visiting the burial site of Chief Pretty Eagle. There's a monument here with a peculiar story.
Here's the interesting thing. This is his body right here. In 1910, I think, when he passed away, Smithsonian took his head. Well, actually, they took his body, and about 20 years ago, they gave it back. They gave the body back, but they kept the head. But 10 years ago, they gave the head back. So you have the head and the body right here. She's pretty eagle.
So do people still come up here?
Yeah. I'll show you where
You get a sense of Chief Pretty Eagle's continued presence here when you hear Solomon talk about him.
Right here.
And does he go down there, you mean, or just where we're standing?
This is where he prays. Right here. So you'll sit here for 3 days. Pray.
Our meeting with Joe Medicine Crow, the 95-plus-year-old elder, has been canceled because he's not feeling well. Solomon's cousin, who would run the sweat lodge, hasn't returned Solomon's calls, so the sweat lodge is probably not going to happen either. You don't really schedule things in Indian country. You just talk about it and then see if it happens. Sort of the Native American equivalent of Inshallah, if God is willing. I talked with Solomon about his perspective on hunting buffalo.
There's two types of buffalo hunts right now. One is the ceremonial piece where a lot of the tribe use a buffalo for feed, but also they take the buffalo and put it on top of a Sundance or a sweat lodge or some other, let's say, a feed to where somebody has passed the test of death, from cancer to maybe a car accident or to other things. That would be what would be a ceremonial type of buffalo hunt. Second is the educational one, which we're using, and we're educating people about sustainability, providing sustainable, I would say, buffalo business, where certain buffalo have to be destroyed to keep the others to survive through the winter, and also sharing what was used in the past, with from clothing to weapons to food and into certain delicacies of a buffalo, and that's what the buffalo is used. And so people ask us if there's a ceremony. Yes, there is a ceremony, but the ceremony is not killing the buffalo. The ceremony is how you use it afterwards, celebrating the buffalo. That's what the education piece come about.
Solomon and I talk about his students at the Native American Student Services Cultural Center. Some of them are white, some of them people of color, some from middle class, some from lower income households, some from stable families, some from troubled ones. He told me he does this for each of them. He waved a hand at the tents in the field. I told everybody to camp wherever they want here, but look, all the tents are close together. Back at home, everyone talks about getting away from each other. Look at them. They're all talking, making new friends. Where else can you do that? Starbucks or church, I suppose. But not in the same way. In a cow pasture, embraced by the crook of a stream, under Montana's big sky, on the Crow Reservation. Maybe a buffalo wouldn't mind giving its life for all this. In the big scheme of things, maybe that's where compassion lives.